one thing I was working on last week and sort of came up. DNR is doing a bunch of designations on streams, use designations, and it seemed like
Use designation, what do you mean?
whether it's used for recreational use or fishing, and it appears that any facility that's got a permit to discharge water, City Lagoon, Western Iowa Energy, that they've taken all those streams, channels, whatever you want to call them, up to those facilities and are trying to designate them. And the comment period to send comments in was last Friday. I tried to check with our engineers organization to see if anybody knew anything about this or what was going on. And there didn't seem to be anybody that was aware that they were doing this. But basically they had I think it was over 1,000 miles of streams that they were going to designate either A1, A2, A3 for recreational use, or then they've got a proposed aquatic life designation of B, WW2, WW. I'm not sure what the other ones were. But anyway, I tried to look up the information on their website and sent comments in that typically that either you have or haven't seen people swimming or boating or floating or but an A2 classification, waters in which recreational or other uses may result in contact with the water that is either incidental or accidental. During the recreational use, the probability of ingesting appreciable quantities of water is minimal. Class A2 uses include fishing, commercial and recreational boating, any limited contact incidental to shoreline activities and activities in which users do not swim or float in the water body while on a boating activity. And several of the streams that they were doing in Sac County were in the Wall Lake area. And some of them they had classified as DD60. They call DD60 the North One Pass Barracks. I guess I'm not that familiar. Is that actually?
That's lateral one.
There's three.
And then,
DD60 lateral one.
and then the South One Pass Costers there, they were calling Line Creek. That's Main 60, isn't it?
That's main open ditch, and then there's a lateral 3.
That's lateral 3 down by Costers. The main open ditch, there's lateral 1, which goes northwest of Warwick, crosses the road, Avenue, the other north bridge. Yeah, think of it that way. Lateral 1 goes under the north bridge, and lateral 3 goes under the south bridge, 2 new bridges. And then when they join, just west of there, like a mile, then it becomes the main open.
They just had a short piece down there. Anyway,
So we're, and then at some point the intersects the Warrior River, which is probably.
anyway, they had included what they called Line Creek, which they called the south one there, and then but most of these, all these, they were trying to designate A2, which they were wanting to comment as far as whether you ever see anybody swimming, boating, fishing, whatever. And I know that John Orbit with the Drinking Association, he apparently became aware of it just late last week too, and so he sent a comment in that said that he didn't feel that any of the drainage districts should be, classified. A3 is the other one, which is called it's children's recreation, and I don't know what regulations might going to be follow these designations, but I mean I think
Have to pay for lifeguards.
Well, it supposedly, when if you get out of they're doing this by administrative rules, and supposedly this is the third wavelength.
Oh, that's a bad word.
It's a very bad word.
And apparently, I talked to Ivan a little bit too, and he claims that a lot of these city sewer systems are having to upgrade because of these regulations, and they're having to treat the water for chlorine or bromine or something. But I mean, the other section of the creek that they had included. Here's DD6, or you call that lateral 2, is that no 1? Barrett's is right here.
Okay, that's lateral 1.
But then there's this channel that runs over to the lagoons.
Oh, that's Pickens,
Does that even, that doesn't flow in, it's got a
No.
pump, doesn't it?
there's a lift station right where you,
There's a lift station right here.
yeah, doesn't flow.
It doesn't flow even if when the ditches flow, it won't, there's no culvert through there, is there? I commented to them on that, as far as I know, that was dug as a drainage channel for that floodplain, and it had to be pumped out of there. So, but, and on their website, you can go and see they had a couple people out here over the last couple of years. They would take pictures, both upstream and downstream, and then they would check for fish by either seining, or some of them they actually were doing electrical shock to see what fish were in there. But this is one of them they wanted to designate A2. And here down at Western Iowa Energy, this other channel that comes off of
Right, that's lateral 3.
this channel here that comes up here, well, number 2 actually goes this way.
That's
But they wanted to designate this as an A2, and then also this last little stretch
Oh,
as A2. And I called Western Iowa Energy.
What about like the cedar and raccoon?
I don't know whether they've already been designated. I didn't take the time to go back and try to.
That process just raises my blood pressure, because anytime they go through that administrative rule, they don't have to debate it on the floor of the legislature, and that's just not right.
This is another one that was listed there, and I did not comment on this one because I know very little about it, but this is Breda Lagoons,
yeah, that's the rail trail.
and it goes up along the Dell Trail and goes past Carmen and dumps in
Yeah.
to the conservation area down there.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had in their comments, I don't think I printed that one off, I would have had a green paper.
You
that
can't
printed
swim in
everything.
that one.
But they had talked to,
Might go same minerals anyway.
they had talked to conservation director and somebody else down there about, you know, whether it was used for fishing and this and that. And I printed off just the maps I get, but